Okay, so we got 4 fairly decent sized stories today. The massive antitrust hearing with Apple and Google, Facebook and Amazon has been rescheduled to July 29th. Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 app has revealed gestures for muting sounds and also snapping photos. Finally, I'm really glad to be seeing a gesture to actually just take a photo on your phone on a watch. I don't think that's actually available on the Active 1 or 2. I could be wrong on that. Instagram is promising to fix a bug after being exposed by always accessing the camera on iOS 14 when opened. And a new Oculus Quest has seemingly leaked from every single angle, suggesting it could be launching soon. This is Down at Digital World. My name is Luke, and let's get started. So, first thing I'm going to go into here is the antitrust hearing. This is a massive antitrust hearing for those of you who are unaware. So, the CEOs of Apple, so Tim Cook, Google, Sundar Pichai, I really hope I got that right. The CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and the CEO of Facebook, you know him, Mark Zuckerberg. Everyone's favourite data storer. For real though, Facebook has, as far as I'm aware anyway, been improving it. But basically, House Judiciary Committee's Big Tech antitrust hearing has been delayed to honour the late Representative John Lewis. And the committee has confirmed the hearing will be rescheduled to July 29th at 12 PM Eastern Time. There will probably still be a live stream of the hearing on the committee's YouTube channel, although it hadn't been updated to reflect the new date as of writing of the article from Engadget that I'm reading from. As I said, CEOs of Amazon, Apple, Google and Facebook, and it's about their dominance in online spaces. So it's the first time all 4 executives will testify in one hearing, and Amazon chief Jeff Bezos is first time testifying in Congress. Now it's all going to be done virtually, so we're not doing it in the same place, we're doing it virtually obviously. But the fact is, this is massive, this is absolutely massive, and this could change a lot. Now we don't know, but it could change a lot. Now, the leaders may not provide major revelations. So, Mark Zuckerberg's testimony in 2018 didn't really change their message in a significant way. So, they're likely to reject concerns that they hold too much power over certain aspects of the internet and their platforms, but the committee could find the testimony useful for determining the outcome of the investigation. Now, this investigation, I'm not sure where this investigation could go. So, obviously Google is the world leader in search, and I personally rely on a day-to-day basis. So I wouldn't be too happy if Google was ordered to split up. I'm hoping that's not the outcome of this. If Google's ordered, you know what, no, Google split up, all of your entities have to become different, they're no longer allowed to work with each other. That would be very bad, actually. Android would be completely different to the Play Store. Oh, yeah, no, I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. Apple, on the other hand, okay, Google and Apple, here are outcomes I do want to see. In terms of their phone, I want them to change their marketplace rules. This is not just for me, this is for all developers. And maybe not take a cut, yeah? Google, I understand them taking a cut a bit more, because with Apple, you already pay $100 a year, and then they take a cut on top of that. With Google, they're kind of like, you pay us 10 quid, but we're going to take a 20% cut. Yeah? Or, I think it's about 20%. Like, I can stomach that better, because at the end of the day, they are getting less money from me on a recurring basis. Like, that amount of money is completely optional as well. If I want to have my user go outside of a Play Store, I'm just allowed to go, hey, go here to purchase subscription X. Yeah? Like, I don't have to worry about blah blah blah. I don't have to worry about not being able to put a link to it in. Spotify's allowed to do it. Anyone's allowed to do it with Google. Apple, on the other hand, you either either in-app subscriptions go through the App Store or you don't have them on your app. And as we saw with Hey, now this antitrust hearing is not directly related to this, but it actually is Google or Apple sometimes pressuring, saying, okay, you either put in-app purchases into the app, or you make it usable without purchasing, or we remove you from the Play Store. Now, that was, Hey did bypass this, but it's still, they did bypass it by doing the free tier that I believe they still have. But the fact is, Apple shouldn't be doing this, and the fact is they also blocked them from doing a bug fix. So it's just it's wrong in my opinion that they actually have this level of power. I understand they do, and to an extent I understand why they do. They like to keep it close for consumers, but the fact is that can create more challenges. So signing up for Netflix is, you can't sign up for Netflix in the app. For someone who's maybe not so inclined as to think, oh hey, maybe I need to go to Netflix website to sign up, like that might not be your first option. Like the first thing I would do is search on Google on Google. Again, see, this is where I see like Apple could lead to you searching on Google, and then Google could lead to you going to say Amazon, and Amazon could lead to you. Yeah, like I do understand how all of these things are kind of linked. Yeah, and how it can be a massive antitrust thing. But the point is, I think something needs to be changed. Facebook needs some new regulations put in place. Yeah, there's lots of things that do need to change in these companies. I just don't want them completely split up. Apple is amazing the way it is. Google, don't forget, you can opt out. People think, oh no, Google just keeps your data, there's nothing you can do. Go to your Google account privacy settings, turn off ads, turn off search history. If you've really got something to hide, turn it off. It is that simple. If you're really trying to hide what you're searching that much because you're so ashamed of it, just turn it off. It's that simple. Honestly, it is that simple. You just turn it off in your settings and you never have to see it again. That's what I'm going to say about Google. But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. We'll see what the outcome is. I will definitely be reporting on the outcome as well. Don't you worry. The Galaxy Watch 3. This is still rumoured, but it's expected to be unveiled on August 5th, which will be, I cannot be bothered to do all the counting and everything for it, so let me just open up the calendar app I've got on here. Hang on 2 secs. But basically, the Galaxy Watch 3, a few kind of things have leaked through its app that will be coming out soon. So, August 5th is going to be not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. So, not Wednesday 29th of July, but Wednesday the 5th of July, if you're here in the UK and probably in other countries as well. That's kind of where it's going to be. So, Wednesday 5th of July in about just under 2 weeks' time. Basically, these new features, though, it revealed gestures for muting sounds and snapping photos. So it suggested it could have a speaker, which is definitely interesting. And it's a full-on app that's arrived in a Play Store. Okay, sorry, I'm just kind of, I read through these as I kind of report on it. So, I've got something why. Okay, you know what, let's go. So, new gestures to silence alarms, take a picture, or answer an incoming call. These are all reported from 9to5 Google. So, rotating your wrist while wearing the watch will allow you to mute alarms, as well as incoming calls, and clenching and unclenching your fist will answer a call. What? That doesn't... Okay, that's awesome. Okay, now I'm going to be able to detect when my hand clenches. That's amazing. Also, to take a photo or video with the camera controller app, make a fist and open your hand. Now, exploration of the app does also confirm the new watch faces will come to the Galaxy Watch 3. Users will also be able to shuffle through the watch faces automatically. Details of the Galaxy Watch 3, including the name, have been leaking online for weeks. It could have physical rotating bezel, and it suggests there will be both LTE and Wi-Fi versions, as with most of Samsung watches recently, with a 1.4 and 1.2 inch display. It will have a stainless, or is expected to have a stainless steel case, GPS, heart rate and blood pressure monitors, an ECG blood pressure, okay, that's cool, an ECG sensor, and 1GB of RAM, 8GB of internal storage, and either a 247mAh or 340mAh battery, depending on the size. You may think, wow, that's a really tiny battery. That's merely just because, it's a tiny watch and it's just stuck on your wrist. You don't need a big bulky battery for it. So that's everything really. There's no word on water resistance on here, but I'm assuming that will just stay the same as their previous watches. They've all had fairly decent, as far as I'm aware. Instagram. Oh, Instagram. Promising to fix a bug after it's always been accessing the camera. Now, we know about clipboards thanks to a new feature of iOS 14. I only recently actually noticed this was popping up when I was copying stuff. I noticed just how often it happened. It really quite often, actually. I don't mind it, though. It just gives me quick access to clipboard. I don't mind much. But it will also indicate when an app is using the camera or microphone, and Instagram's app, oh gosh, it stays on when the app is open, even when not using the camera, while scrolling through the photo feed. So you would expect it to only access the camera when necessary, so Instagram Stories, Composer, etc, etc. However, Instagram told The Verge that this behaviour is just a bug. Yeah, I don't know. According to the system sometimes understands that the user has swiped the finger to open the in-app camera, which is not always the case. Instagram promises to fix this problem in a future update of its iOS app. Yeah, okay, right. It could just be a bug, as it's been stated. iOS 14 Pro 2 features aren't available to the general public, but they do cause trouble for some developers. LinkedIn has actually been sued because it reads the contents of the user's clipboard without authorization. The company, again, says it's a bug. I think we're all going to be hearing that it's a bug from companies, so again, we're not really ever going to know, oh hey, it's a bug, or oh hey, it's not a bug. I don't think there's ever going to be a way for us to know whether it's a bug or not. If the company says it's a bug, then you just have to try and take their word for it. The Oculus Quest, again, I am reading this literally as I write this, and okay. Wow. So, there's a apparent marketing image that's been shared on Twitter of a new Oculus Quest VR headset. For those who don't know what the Oculus Quest is, it's basically a tether-free version of the original Oculus Rift that has slightly less power as everything is self-contained. Now, it looks amazing. It's got a black and white colour scheme, fairly reminiscent of the... actually, no, not as reminiscent, but it's got a black and white colour scheme. I guess you could say it reminiscent of the PS5, but not really. Like, it's a tiny bit black, mostly white. Personally, whilst I'm always trying to use a dark mode, it's confusing, basically. I like this kind of tech. Now, the existence of these units, which appear to be some kind of testing devices, suggests it could come out sooner rather than later. But the time frame has been reinforced by Twitter leaker Walking Cat. Please take this with a massive pinch of salt when I say this, and do not hold me to this. I am a messenger who is reporting on this from another messenger. So please do not shoot either myself or The Verge for reporting the wrong date. It comes from Walking Cat, who is also getting this from other sources. So we don't know who the original source is, but if this turns out to be wrong, please don't have a go at Walking Cat, The Verge, or myself. We're merely reporting on these stories. Supposedly September 15th. Yeah, that could be incredible. Yeah, this thing looks absolutely outstanding. Now, Facebook had declined to comment on the images or the rumoured launch date, which isn't a surprise, and the first Oculus Quest was launched in May of last year. Ali Robertson said it had a convenient tetherless design but was less powerful than wired headsets. That is the reviewer who reviewed it on The Verge. That doesn't surprise me, and Facebook is still continuing to add to the Quest capabilities since its release. Now, in May of this year, it was officially declared as the VR headset to get by Sam Byford on The Verge. However, they're quite hard to find in stock, so good luck with getting one. Yeah, that is everything for today's episode, really. Personally, though, on this, I'm not sure. If they could lower the price, that would be amazing. I'm not expecting it to be any lower, though. Still, a year after, I don't know. I think they'll just be saying, hey, we've got a new colour version on here. But who knows? Anyway, regardless, it looks absolutely incredible, and I really cannot wait to see what this could end up with, or could end up being like. If this new Quest is true, then it could be a massive step up. Also, some very good news for all of you. Under 20 minutes. If you listened to yesterday's episode, which was July 24th, you realise we almost made it to a 1 hour mark. Again, I do apologise for that. It was a lot of news to pack into one episode. I probably should have done that in 2 parts. No, I won't be doing that. Actually, that's too complicated to do. Yeah. That is everything for today. As always, please do continue listening, and thank you so much for listening for all this time. Your support has been absolutely amazing, and it's the reason I keep on doing this. Now, on to some news about my own podcast. We will be the website that you saw launched yesterday, I did not mention, but it is a very just showcasey website to give the domain something to display other than just a nothing really exists here page, which seemed like I just brought a domain for no reason. I am working on a much bigger kind of design that will be rolled out stage by stage. So I'll start with a basic homepage that will just have a nicer logo, a bit of a description about the podcast, and also kind of a embedded listening link that you'll be able to go to, as well as some just buttons for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a couple other places where you can get it. That's all I kind of going for the beginning of this. It's also all being coded by myself in HTML, so it will take a while. Rollout for things that will come available on this site. Another thing that will be available will be a blog. So I will start writing a few articles every couple of weeks. I won't write an article on every story I report on. I normally get these from 2 or 3 different sources a day. So for me to then write all of these up into one source, and don't forget most of these also have multiple editors, it's going to be a lot harder. I'll try and do either my blog post will be like a massive summary of basically my 20-minute podcast episodes, or they'll be, I don't know, maybe different, and then I'll also have I will also have some opinion pieces, but those will, don't worry, those will be stored in a separate tab saying opinion. So don't worry about if you don't want to see my opinion pieces, they will be in a separate section. I'm not going to try and trick you into reading my opinion pieces. It will be very clearly labelled opinion on the tab and opinion at the beginning of the headline. Just to make that very clear. I know some people are not a huge fan of when people can do an opinion piece and don't maybe advertise it too clearly. I'm not a fan of that myself, so I wouldn't do it to someone else. Yeah, as I did state in yesterday's episode as well, there will be 3 new podcasts launching: Digital Dive, Apple Analysis, and Android Analysis. Those will be launching soon. I'm still deciding on web addresses for them, so there'll be subsidiaries of the Dynamic Digital World addressed with something else kind of at the beginning. So Digital Dive is already decided. It'll be dive.dynamicdigitalworld.co.uk. That is hard to say. Then I'm trying to decide what I'll do for Apple and Android Analysis, because I feel like doing Apple or Android at the beginning could get me in some hot water due to trademarks. So I may go for just Analysis and then have a kind of a tab switch between the two. I'm not sure. Anyway, either way, I'm just trying to decide what to do. But yeah, that is everything for today's episode. I will have some more information on the website next week, hopefully, possibly before that. Also, tomorrow Matt will be on the show. Massive thanks to Matt for coming on this show 3 weeks in a row. He's done an amazing job, and we're going to be seeing him again in tomorrow's episode. Thank you for listening. This is Dynamic Digital World. My name is Luke, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Also, all episodes will be on YouTube by hopefully end of tomorrow, if not then end of week.